Hello everyone, welcome back to the ScoobCast. I am your host Zoink, and today we have a very special guest. His name is TescoThernos. You may know him as many names, but on YouTube he's called TescoThernos. So hello, TescoThernos. I'm just going to call you Theranos though.
Why is it called the ScoobCast? I just realized.
So, of course, my name is Zoink, but that
It's
comes
like
from
Scooby Doo.
Shaggy. So yeah, Zoink ScoobCast.
That
It's
does.
genius, utter genius that I named it like that.
I guess
So
that does make sense.
yeah, you're the first person to question me, so let's hope that you don't continue that any further.
It's gonna pop up again.
I'm the one interrogating you here. So you're a very I'd say you're a semi-famous YouTuber. Would you say that is correct?
Uh, I guess not really anymore, but yeah, I've had my share of fame and fortune.
Now, if there's anyone that's going to be watching this video, that's most of those people will probably be from your fan base because of course, while you're a bigger YouTuber than I am, but I expect that most of them are not going to be watching this video throughout the entirety, but maybe they will. But anyways, how about you explain what you do and what kind of YouTuber you are so that people who don't watch you will know?
Um, you know, it's I don't really like calling myself a commentary channel because I feel like it has a negative connotation to it because most of the commentary what's so funny?
Nothing, just continue on.
Alright. Um, most of the commentary channels are like, they have like the gameplay of like jumping across trucks or like Roblox shooter games. And they
Yeah, I know what YouTuber
and
you're
then
talking.
they
Isn't that Memulous that you're talking to about?
no,
Or is that
it's
different?
a lot of them. It's just a lot of commentary channels I find are like they take forever to get to the point. They're a lot of them are just unfunny and stuff, and I don't
Yeah.
really like. And so when people are like, "Hey, you're a commentary channel," it's like, "Yeah, but I don't know. It's weird." I guess I think I put a little more effort into my videos than a lot of the, like, CS:GO surf commentary channels that talk about, like, the vegan teacher on TikTok for the 80th time or, like, Pokemon.
Yeah. Well, there's most of those channels, most of their content is built on either drama farming or just being kind of an ass in general. Not always, but of course, most of the time it kind of is. The lower effort channels, at least. And
Yeah,
the
it's they're like drama channels. I would describe them as like drama channels. I'm more of I guess if that's how you want to look at it, then they're drama channels and I'm like a commentary channel. But I don't know. Like I've made game reviews and movie reviews, so I guess that would be under the label of commentary. But yeah, I just kind of make whatever I want to be honest.
so when did you start making videos?
Um well, it all started back uh it was basically the British purchased this land, and the French also wanted this land.
I see.
I'm joking. It was 2017. It was actually pretty long. It was half a decade ago. Wow, that's a long time ago. So
2017 was 20 years ago. I can't believe it.
and this is what Thernos will look like in 2017. But
Was that a pigeon? What
yeah,
sound was that?
sorry, I'm at the Philadelphia Zoo. So I started making videos in 2017, and that was on a different channel, and then I started making videos on the TescoThernos channel in, like, late 2018, and then yeah, so I've been around for a while.
So, what content did you originally make when you started your channel?
Uh, I was inspired by channels like SML, and so I would make plush videos where I'd play with dolls. Not dolls, they were plushes on a man, but they weren't great, but I did it for a while. A lot
Well,
of them
that's
are
pretty much all plush videos. They just are not that good.
everyone made plush videos. Like, everyone I knew used to make plush videos. So, I don't know, I guess it's just kind of a thing. You just start out making plush videos, and then you just evolve into something else, but, you know.
What made you want to decide to make commentary or game reviews?
Um, I guess well, originally the Theranos channel was meant to be, like, one of those meme compilation videos. There's this guy named Free Memes Kids who made those meme compilations. He made, like, 50 of them every day, and I was like, "I should do that." And so I used to do that. One of them got copyright stricken, but that's a different thing. Um, and I did that for a while, but I don't know, I guess after a bit, I made a video about mascots, and then I made a video about Sonic, and then it was just like, "Oh, I should do, like, commentary stuff. I should, yeah, I don't really know what got me into commentary, I just kinda felt like doing it. I think I was pretty inspired by, like, creators like Emperor Lemon and all that, so I just
He's one of
started
my
making
favorite
videos like that.
YouTubers. A lot of people don't know about him, which is quite sad, to be honest.
Who, Emperor Lemon?
Well, I call him Lemon because that's what he
He's
did.
I he
I,
just got 1,000,000 subs, so I'd
yeah.
say he's pretty well known.
Well, yeah, but thing is though, that took a while. Like thing is though, I mean, I started watching him like around like 700,000 subs, so I'm not like the most like diehard viewer, but I mean, it still took him like at least 2 or 3 years just to steadily grow up to 1 million. So it wasn't like an overnight thing, of course. That's pretty much how his channel was for the longest time.
Yeah, I guess, but nice to see that he, has gained the most of the recognition that he deserves.
Yeah. So it's safe to say that you definitely got some success throughout creating your commentaries or game reviews. What was your first initial success?
Um, I guess, yeah, none of my I had a couple videos that had, like, 100 views, but most of my videos did nothing. It was I made a video or a tribute video to a guy named Steve Cash, and that video did pretty well. It didn't do, like, super good, but it got a couple thousand it got, like how many it has 300,000 views, so it did pretty good, and that was kinda my first, like, big video. That got me from 50 subs to 1,000, and from that point onward, I was getting hundreds of views. Sometimes
So, and then of course, pretty much for the main thing that you're known for, I suppose, is your Jonathan Galindo video, and I
well,
believe
let's
that
let's not,
has
let's not jump ahead real quick. There were a couple things before that. It was,
fun
Steve Cash video did pretty well. My YouTube's video did pretty well, but that was a pretty controversial video. I
people
said
really like their
some
action figures, I suppose.
I had some choice words about a YouTuber, but I'm not gonna talk about that. Um, and then there was the Jonathan Galindo video, and that video did really well. So yeah,
Would you say that you're currently still proud of it, or do you think now it's kind of cringy? Because that's what a lot of YouTubers tend to look back at their older videos that got really successful, but they don't find them as good because how it is, sort of.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily. It's not necessarily a bad video. I think in terms of like the writing, I didn't write a script for the video, but I do think that it was a very well put together video. I did a lot of research. I think it was very thorough, like analysis of the topic. The only bad part is that the editing, isn't that good, but I was using like a school version of Adobe Premiere, so, you know, you,
Empire. Interesting.
yeah,
You said you didn't make a script for it, which is quite different from what most commentary YouTubers do. And by commentary, of course, I mean people that actually put effort into their goddamn videos. But so, is it the same for
um,
some of your other videos that you don't make a script?
yeah, but anyways, yeah, the Jonathan Galindo video, my voice is also pretty high in that video. But other than that, I wouldn't really change anything about the video. I think it's a pretty good video. I'm happy that it's I think I don't know. I think I'm glad that it did so well because I put a lot of effort into it. There are other videos that I think I put a little more effort into that I wish would have done better,
Yeah.
but I'm fine that that video blew up and not like one of my shit posts. 'Cause it kind of if one of my shit posts had if one of my, like, meme compilation videos had blown up, it would have set, like, a precedent for my channel, and people would have stuck around for, like, memes, and so when I tried to make commentary and did the switch over, people wouldn't have watched. So, I'm glad that the commentary video blew up and not one of those horrible 2019 meme posts.
Would you say that becoming very famous, I'd say suddenly, was overwhelming, or would you say it was very satisfying to happen?
I mean, it was cool to see the number go up, right? Like, funny number go ups. Ooh. But, I wouldn't say that it was overwhelming 'cause I know a lot of YouTubers, when they suddenly get really popular, they get, like, nervous or they don't wanna upload, because it's like they're just, overwhelmed and all that, but I don't think that was how it was for me. The gaining the subs encouraged me to upload videos. It really helped motivate me to actually, like, put my effort into my videos.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was definitely weird because it was, like, all of a sudden, I was, like I felt a need to, like like, spend time on my Discord to, like, try and moderate the people even though there was, like, no one on it. I mean, even back then, it wasn't, like, as big as I think I thought it was, but no, it was cool. But I wouldn't say it was, like, super crazy that I was, like, freaking out or anything. I was just like, "This is cool," you know?
Why do you think people
3
decided to watch the video? Or I guess why
um,
do you think it got popular? Probably the question I was looking for.
I think I will say the Jonathan Galindo video, I remember a big thing I wasn't even gonna upload it at first because I was not scared, but because I was, like, worrying about the fact that, you know, at the time when I first found out about the topic, I actually remember specifically because I made a post about it on something. It was July, and that's when I found out about it, and at that time, no one knew about it. It was a very, like small thing, but it was still, like, all of the stuff about the blue whale and all that, it was all still there. So it would have been a perfect thing to, like, make a video about and then have it kind of do I thought it would like, "Oh, if I make a video about it first, it's gonna do really well, and, I'll be first to the topic." And obviously that didn't happen. I made videos about other things before that video.
Now, yeah, I gotta say, it's there's a lot of
It
similar
was.
things between like some of my old videos that got really popular on my old channel and also your videos. Like kind of the success that happened, it was very similar because on my old channel, I had the one video that has almost 4 million views right now, and it had gone really popular really quickly, and I had gone up in subs, but I wasn't really able to keep the momentum. And I mean, you were for a little bit, I suppose. You did say sort of yourself that right now your channel's not doing so well. So how come?
Yeah, uh,
I'd imagine a lot of fans are wondering why you haven't uploaded in a while.
um, I don't know. It is a lot because I'm lazy, right? But also because I don't know. I think the the dopamine of having like all of the subs come in from the Jonathan Galindo video that started to slow down in like November, and I didn't really realize at the time, but that was like a really big driving factor to make videos. Like, I have to make videos. I have to keep the momentum. And once the momentum slowed down, it was like, oh, like the need to make videos went down. And I don't know. And there was a lot of other things happening, so I took a lot of breaks in between 2021 and now it's 2022, and I mean, I have big plans uh for the year. I don't know when I'm gonna, you know, upload, but it should be soon because I
Well,
do
would
have
you
a lot of.
say you have like burnout or like I guess like writer's block or something? Or
I
in
Yeah, it was. I definitely would say that burnout was a pretty big factor. I mean, I was making videos like 3 or 4 times a month, so almost like every week. So burnout was uh probably a part of it. But I wouldn't say that I'm like burnt out now. I'd say I'm ready to make videos, although I do want to spend more time on my videos than I was previously. I want to make like really good videos, not just like the stuff that I was making before, where
what
it's
would
like
you say
pretty.
your goals for the future are now for YouTube, I suppose?
Well, I mean, a big part of it is like, and one of the things I regret not doing is networking, because a big way to get popular on YouTube is you need to have that networking, and you need to have connections with a lot of other YouTubers. It really helps
Yeah.
with between collabs and just knowing the people in general. It makes it really easy to do a lot better on YouTube and succeed. Um, and I didn't really do that. I didn't really feel the need to network, and it's something that I'm trying to do like now because I want to do more collaborative type content. I think that'd be really cool, as well as just get more involved with um certain YouTuber groups. But
That
yeah.
makes sense. Well, would you have any advice for new YouTubers that are trying to start out and make content? Like, what would you give as advice?
Um, well, speaking from experience, obviously the big one is like it's gonna take a while when you make videos. If you're like trying to succeed or whatever, it's gonna take a long time to succeed because I mean it takes years. You're just gonna keep making videos that you think are super good in the moment, and then they're gonna do like really bad. And it's it kind of ruins your motivation a bit. It ruined my motivation, but eventually it's just like, you get back up and you make more videos, and eventually you will get um, that one popular viral video. And once you do, you should try and keep the momentum going, because if you just make one popular video and you can't keep the momentum going, no one's going to stick around. And obviously, yeah, you need to have a good balance between not burning yourself out making too much content, but making enough content so where people are still watching your stuff. And, also just don't get too comfortable with a certain format. Obviously, you should change up your content so that people, are on their toes and are always looking for the next piece
Yeah.
of interesting content you're going to release.
What do me and you have been on YouTube for quite a while. I've been on YouTube since 2017. You've been on YouTube for probably how long would you say?
Since 2017, since the very beginning of 2017, I think.
So, how do you think YouTube has changed from now and then from your own personal point of view?
Not much. I mean, when I joined YouTube, it was during the quote unquote dark ages. So, nothing's really changed. I'd honestly say it's gotten better, but the factor of like, you know, you very much have to, keep making content, keep making content, keep making content. And people, the site very much favors short form I know people say it's like long form content, but short videos are the ones that get millions of views. But they also make no money, so I get it's a little bit of both actually. So
Yeah, the YouTube Shorts thing. I saw like apparently there like I think one creator shared how much they made from like a short that I don't know how many views it got, but probably got somewhere between like I think it got at least like 10 million views, and I'm pretty sure they only made like a couple $100 on it, which is just
oh no,
like
it's like certain channel like I know I know channels that are like the shorts channels, like entire channels with millions of views accumulated from all their videos, and they only have made like $40. It's nothing. Yeah, you get nothing from shorts.
It's kind of it's just really sad, but like at the same time, the success from shorts, it's I'd say now it's probably a key like factor in getting a channel popular, like a main channel popular at least. A lot of YouTubers are actually making their own clip channels just so that the success of the short may carry over to their main channel. So then, boom, exponential
Yeah,
growth.
or like people making clips to like, yeah, people making clips on their main channel, and then hopefully people will click on their channel to see their other stuff from
I
those
I
clips. But
think
yeah,
I mean it's an interesting strategy, but I feel like it says a lot about how much our attention span is kind of decreased, sort of, because now people, of course, they want to watch shorter videos, they want to get shit twice as fast, they want to get to the point just straight as fast, and it definitely made like animation videos, I suppose, or videos that are longer than 10 minutes. Like it made the success a lot harder to get. It's made it harder to become a bigger YouTuber by being a channel that makes 10+ minute videos because people only want to watch less than 10-minute videos about some topic, some broad topic usually.
yeah, those posts on TikTok where it's I don't know if you've seen these, but it's
I
these
don't have
posts.
TikTok, so I might not know what you're talking about.
Oh, but they're on YouTube Shorts too. It's everywhere. People have seen it all the time. It'll be like something on top. Usually it's like the audio from the top video. It's like a Reddit post or something. A lot of the times like an Ask Reddit. I hate my autistic son, stuff like that. And then below it, it's like Minecraft parkour or
I beat
like
my
some random
autistic son
GTA
and
clip.
electrocuted him with a toaster in the bathtub. Am I the asshole?
Yeah, stuff like that pretty much. And
Yeah, I've actually, yeah, I've seen that. I used to, I mean, thing is though, originally those kind of videos were like 10-minute plus video. Well, maybe not 10-minute plus. They were like about 10 minutes, and
like
they were
text to
just,
speech reading
yeah,
videos
and it
on
was just
YouTube.
really low effort, and it was just not good. Really, it
It
was
works a lot
so,
better as short form content because you'll have like the
yeah.
4 stories, and then some people have even like on TikTok are even starting to do 3 things. So it'll be like a video of somebody talking on the top, a video of like a DIY like slime video in the middle, and then a parkour Minecraft thing on the bottom. It's 3 videos at once just so that you have just complete brain stipulation from every video.
Stipulation. You mean like I don't know what I forget what the term is. It's like overwhelming your sensations, I suppose. Is that what?
No, that's
Oh,
not. I don't think that's what it is. But yeah, that kind of stuff. It's like I think that's definitely ruining the attention span of a lot of people. So, but I don't really
yeah.
care.
Well, I guess no one really cares because no one really bothers to notice or even try and like notice themselves that they're becoming
Well, I
just like
mean,
less attentive.
when you do point it out, there's always the people in the comments saying it's not that deep. Which
It
I
is
mean,
pretty deep though. I mean, look, social media in general is pretty like toxic, I would say. It's not the best for mental health really. So either way,
yeah, I mean, it's definitely ruining attention spans.
I
But
mean, yeah, I mean,
I
if
don't think
anyone's
it's.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know.
if
But
there is going to be anyone in the comments trying to debate this part, then like and say like I'm being hypocritical, I guess, or I'm just being too deep about it. I don't really know what to say because I mean, yeah, I'm using a social media website, but I mean, thing is though, I don't try and go on Twitter too much. I don't try and use Reddit in a way that I'm like basically like terminally online. I'm trying to just like I use it for when I feel like I need to say something or discuss something. I don't need to constantly use it because it's not my real life. It is my online life that is secondary. So anyone who treats social media like their real life probably has issues already anyways. And if not that, then maybe they're just kind of their real life isn't as good really as just being online. So
I guess it's yeah, it is good to always have that separation, healthy balance between your time spent on the internet and your time spent doing whatever in real life.
All right. Well, speaking of, well, I guess not really. It's not really about the internet. I mean, it's kind of about the internet, but so NASA released the new James Webb Telescope images. So Theranos, I don't know if you're the biggest astrology or astronomy kind of guy, but what do you think about these images?
You know what? I'll tell you what, check my Twitter right now.
Check your Twitter.
Yeah, check my Twitter. So, current call too. Yeah.
I, Would you say you're the biggest Eminem fan?
Um,
I'm gonna pull it up
no.
on screen right now.
I don't think I've even listened to a full one of his albums, but I've listened to some
You
of his
haven't listened to
songs.
not one of his albums?
I know. I mean, I've listened to portions of his albums. I just don't think I've listened to one of his albums in full. I don't really plan
Would
to.
you say he's a goat or would you say he's mid?
I'd say he is a. Ah!
What was that?
Oh, that was a sheep. Well, you get the point. Um,
You're saying he's bad?
yeah, yeah, sure, we'll go with that. But
Very controversial opinion,
really
or maybe not, but
great segue into what we were talking about, which is music. That's one of our topics we had pre pre prepared That was one of the topics we
shut
had
up.
that was one of the topics we had pre prepared pre music.
Yeah, music.
What do you know about music?
I listen to a lot of music. I don't think you listen. I'm gonna assume you don't listen to much music.
Who, me?
Yeah, you just seem. I don't know. You don't seem like the type of man, guy, thing, human to just really enjoy sounds, vibrations.
Dude, I literally collect vinyls. I listen to quite a bit of music. Um,
Maybe I was
I
wrong then.
no, man.
Said you collect
You were
vinyls. I also collect vinyls, but everyone only wants to know about you. So, how many vinyls do you have? Say
I don't know. I have a couple. I have give or take like 15, maybe more. I could check right now actually, but mostly rap, a little bit of rock, that kind of thing.
what would you say is your
Um,
favorite album of all time?
I don't have one.
Don't have
I
one.
but I do have my favorite albums obviously would be 10 out of 10. And there's only 4 albums that I'd really give that ranking to.
All right. Well, how about you describe those albums then? Like, what albums would those be?
It would be because I don't do the whole I've seen how I've seen how you rank albums. Um, you do like a low 10, mid 10, high 10. I don't really do that. I just do 10 out of 10s, 9 out of 10s. And because of that, the only
Well,
10
I
out of
do
10s
nine
would
out of
be
tens as well, but like when I'm talking about tens specifically, then yeah, that specific ranking system comes into
yeah,
play.
I only do like a 10 out of 10 album would be an album that is like perfect in my opinion. Like there's no mistakes, every song is good. Not a single part of the song is bad. All of the songs are just great.
Yeah, my 10 ranking system, it's not like a low 10 doesn't mean it's bad. It's still a 10. It just means that compared to like certain 10s, it's just not as like much of a masterpiece, I'd say. Um,
Mm.
a low 10, I guess, for me would be like an album that pretty much all the songs are good, but they're not like all heavy hitting songs, like songs that really hit down deep. A high 10 would be an album that does hit down deep with like literally every song on the album. And if
It's
not
like the
only
Blue
that, it's
album.
what?
It's like the Blue album by
Well,
Weezer.
well, no, I don't have. Okay, the Blue album. It's not in my high tens. It's in my like mid to low tens. So,
It's in my mid to high 10s. Almost every song hits down deep, but Buddy Holly cut a little too deep. I didn't really like.
well, no, the thing is though, I'm not gonna be like a Weezer stan. Like, I mean, in my opinion, I think it's a great album. It is a 10, of course, for me at least. But of course, it's not like something that defines music. I'd say it's something that defines its era of music. Something that just
Oh yeah,
like
like
yeah,
the 1740s. You mean?
the 1740s. The fucking
It was really it was quite. groundbreaking for
I
them to
wasn't
do
I wasn't
something that
too
was
interested in
so.
colonial music, but until we got to the Civil War,
I
man,
wasn't too much
when I
into their original, which was covered by many artists. It was Fur Elise by Weezer. I wasn't really a big fan of that. Anyways, back to 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 albums for me. Um, well, there's a lot of stuff I still need to listen to, but right now it would be Igor by Tyler the Creator, Melt My Eyes, See Your Future by Denzel Curry, Mad Villainy by Mad Villain, and My Beautiful Dark Twisted Balls by Kanye West. And there are honorable mentions that are like really close, but are like just barely 9 out of 10s.
what would you
Are
say was what like which one would be like very close?
there's three in my opinion.
All right,
There's
we'll just name one
Atroc
because
Atrocity Exhibition, Bo Burnham's Inside, and Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly. But those
you
are all
don't
9 out of
you
10s to
don't
me.
think To Pimp a Butterfly is a 10?
No, there are songs on there that I'm not really a big fan of.
Makes sense. Um, thing is though, me and you are I mean, yeah, you listen to more hip hop and rap, but I'm more of like a rock guy,
Yeah.
which of course makes our listening experiences with different genres like quite different. Of course, whenever I hear a rock album, I can easily get into it. It's very easy most of the time. But of course, a hip hop album or a rap album, I don't know. I have to like really feel a certain mood, like to be into it, sort of. But of
I
course,
guess.
there are a couple albums for me that easily just are really good. So of course, I like Igor a lot. That's probably one of my favorites. I'd also say, yeah, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and then uh, I do like To Pimp a Butterfly, of course. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a complete like masterpiece, but every song on there for me is really good.
All right, calm
So
down, racist. Calm down,
I'm
racist. We
not
get it. You don't
racist.
like blacks.
I am supporting. Do not want to get
Anyways,
canceled on Twitter for
um,
the 10th time this week.
yeah. I don't really rank albums on the like emotional factor because I've never really had any album that's hit that. I mean, there are specific songs that hit pretty close to home, I guess. And but I've never had like that such an emotional attachment to the song where like I cry or something like that from pure like this
Okay,
song is
well,
just so.
I haven't cried to a song before, but it's more like, all right, let's say like you're super depressed or something, or like you just had a really terrible day. You just want to wind down, so you listen to I don't know,
Say
like
listen to
let's
Weezer.
not big
That's
ass
your comfort
no,
album, Weezer.
big
And
ass
if not
nose.
Weezer, then of course we listen
Well, thing is
to
though, Weezer for me is like okay, so
City Days.
I jam out to rap albums because I usually put on rap albums when I just want to like let's say I'm playing a video game or something and I just want to mess around, but also at the same time, just listen to something that's like motivational. I listen to a rap album.
Yeah, like
So
Dynamic Duo too.
The Blue album from Weezer for me is kind of like that. So it's an album that I don't have to be like emotionally hitting hard. What are you typing?
Continue. Continue.
Well, of course, I think the Blue album by Weezer is, of course, a defining genre masterpiece. Really, it's just not even close. So yeah, made why be better?
Brought my little cousin because I found out he bisexual. I sold a 12-year-old kid a weed edible.
Say that. Why would you say such a thing?
I don't
You're
know,
messed up, man.
vinyl collection is pretty cool. It's cool to collect like antique stuff like that, like VHSs, cassettes, all that kind of stuff. It's a expensive
I
hobby, but
can
isn't
yeah.
everything.
I think the compared to other genre like formats of music, vinyl just it's like the best for like merchandise basically because the album art is bigger, of course. It comes with this huge ass disc that's like,
Has the
the
best
size of
sound
this.
quality as well,
Well, I don't know if
apart
it
from
was
just listening to it
well,
on headphones.
I mean, I guess technically you're right. I mean, it's just pure audio. It's not like digital, so it's not uncompressed. It is uncompressed, I mean. So, yeah, but I mean, either way for me though, I mean, streaming is just the best way to listen because it won't degrade, it won't lose its quality over time because you're not playing it. Vinyl for
Well,
me,
will
well, what do you mean?
vinyls? I mean, if you keep a vinyl for like 100 years, if you keep it in really good condition, maybe it'll last, but, like, it's gonna get pretty dusty and
Well,
probably
no,
scratch
I'm
up.
talking about streaming though. I'm not talking about yeah, vinyls of course will degrade either way. It doesn't matter. Every time you play a vinyl, it degrades by a little bit. So
Oh, well, the streaming music doesn't degrade unless you have headphones, you're using the same headphones.
yeah, but those are easy to replace. I mean, things the cost of a good record player and also the cost of buying a vinyl record in general is pretty expensive. It's a very lucrative endeavor, I would say, or hobby. So
Yeah, well, I mean, pretty much everything is pretty expensive hobby
all right, now we
when
need
you're
to pause
collecting.
everything because someone messaged me on Discord. I'm not going to read what the message says. I'm going to just censor what it. Yeah. Oh man, I can already see some salt with this. Now, no. Okay, well, I'll deal with that later. Let's just say not murder. Just emotional damage is happening. So, all right.
That
Well,
sounds,
let's continue on
intense.
with music because. So wait, Current Call 2, is this a new album by, I'm gonna assume it's a new album by Eminem. Has it just released or is it going to be
No,
released?
it's an edit that someone made on Twitter.
Oh, well then I'm dumb as hell. I'm dumb as hell. Ugh. I mean, I did listen to the entirety of the Marshall Mathers LP, but I didn't listen to Eminem Show or the other ones. I mean, everyone says that the Marshall Mathers LP is the best one, and then the Eminem Show is like second best. So I don't know.
Mhm.
I mean, Eminem is one of the best-selling artists of all time, and he's also pretty much the best-selling hip hop artist, basically of all time, or hip rap
For sure.
artist. I just whether or not you like him or not. I mean, either way, he's been successful. So, and there's a pretty good reason for that. I mean, he made some good
He
he
made
made some hits.
he made, like, 2 good albums, but, that's just me. I don't want Eminem fans to come after me, so we should probably switch topics from Eminem to something else.
Yeah. All right. Well, how about we get
2016.
political? What? 2016?
2016, but not 2016 politics. I don't feel like talking about that.
I'm talking about modern politics.
I'll talk about 2016, how everyone, I don't know if you've seen this, but it's kinda everywhere, it's on Twitter, it's on TikTok. People and there's this tweet, I'm sure people watching have seen this. It goes something along the lines of, "People will be on their deathbeds in 2070 still talking about how 2016 was the best year." What do you, I
So are
mean,
you saying do I think 2016 is the best year?
do you think 2016 was as good a year as everyone's been starting to say? Because recently, it seems like a trend as people are talking about how great 2016 is and how it was one of the best years and how everyone wishes they could go back. And
Well,
me
I
personally, I
mean,
think that's ridiculous that people are saying that.
I think some people I think it's mostly just being blinded by nostalgia, but to be fair, I would rather live in 2016 than live right now, to be honest. Like just things are I just
You'd rather still be making the old videos that you were doing in 2016?
I wasn't making videos in 2016.
Oh, yeah.
I was
Well,
I
we
was
would
not
see.
making videos.
But anyways,
Well, okay, but things so back then it was a simpler time. I mean, things were simple. Memes were not as like
I would
I,
argue it was completely against it. I think you saying that it was a simpler time is you being blinded by nostalgia. That's right. I'm turning
well, I'm not
the
saying
tables
well
have
just
turned.
because I'm saying it's a simpler time. I'm not saying it was a good time, but I'd still rather live in
Well,
2016
no,
than current
I
year.
mean, I don't think it was a simpler time at all, man.
How
Because
so?
everybody who says it was a simpler time, like for whatever year, they're only saying that because they probably just didn't realize how, you know, bad the world was at that time. And then they started to realize it,
Well, the
and
world's
then they
always
were like,
bad. It sucks either way. No
exactly,
one,
that's what I'm
but like thing
saying.
is though,
So
you
when
can at
people were
least still
younger in
enjoy. You could
2016,
still enjoy life in some
no, 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 think
regard.
about it, think about it. The people in 2016, the kids who were growing up in 2016, in 2021 and 2022, they're gonna start growing up into be teenagers. So, obviously, back then, when they were kids in 2016, they didn't realize how bad the world was or how much their life sucked and how their moms sucked dick for crack money. And, you know, they didn't cut that. They didn't
Man, we ain't getting out of the
realize,
projects, bruh.
yeah, and they didn't realize that the world sucks because they were young. And now, as like teenagers, and some of them are even adults, they realize, oh, the world is not that good now, but it was so much better in 2016. The world was so simple. Like, brother, no, it was not simple.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess yeah, maybe you have a point. I mean, maybe it is that's kind of hypocritical for me to
Because
say,
think about it,
but
it's not like the politics were any better back then. 2016 was one of the worst years for politics. 2016 was the year that Gamergate and social justice warriors became like a huge thing, which like it's like whether you're like it doesn't really matter what you think about that topic. You cannot deny that it became a really big thing that people talked about, and it became a very divisive thing on stuff like Twitter and YouTube and all that. And it is honestly just kind of annoying, the whole thing. People like, again, like, politics and all that. And it's not even like games weren't even great in 2016. Like the Wii U was like at the worst it was. The Nintendo Switch hadn't come out at the point. PS4 and Xbox, I don't even know, man. But it wasn't like nothing really crazy happened. It's the only reason why people say 2016 was a good year, and you can quote me on this, is because the music was good that year. Every artist decided to drop that year. But other than that, that year, 2016 was horrible. And I think everybody wants to people saying that they want to go back to 2016, those same people were saying back in 2016 that they wanted the year to end, how it was the worst year, and now all of a sudden they come back and they're like, man, 2016 was such a great year. Like, bro, it was
well,
horrible.
people's lives get worse sometimes. So I mean, it's
Everyone's life was worse in
is
2016, bro.
there is historical hindsight. Well, I guess I wouldn't say historical. There is hindsight either way. So sometimes you just think, well, maybe I didn't have it so bad. Maybe it was not as bad as I thought it was. So and now maybe, I mean, yeah, maybe you know what? Maybe another 10 years or so. We'll look back and think 2020 and 2021 and 2022 were not that bad. Maybe we'll think they were, if anything, actually quite good compared to 10 years from now. But that's not a good thing to be thinking about. I mean, if the world and life in general is just going to be worse 10 years from now, which it definitely will be. That's just how it is. But if
That's
it's
how
going to
everyone
be,
thinks. That's how everyone thinks. In reality, I really don't think it's a slow, man. Like 2015, 2016 was kind of like trash. 2017, 2018, 2019, they were pretty good. And then 2020 and 2021 were pretty horrible. And then 2022, it's like a bunch of stuff happened, and 2022 is decent. I mean, there was the whole thing with Russia and Ukraine, which I think pretty much everyone forgot about, if I'm being honest. But
yeah, you know
yeah,
what? How about we talk about that? Since I feel like we should at least be one of the only people that still talks about it. I mean, of course, people still talk about it, but like, it's
I
not
mean, what's
mainline.
there to even.
It's still not really mainline head news anymore. So
Well, that's because, like, media sensationalists and all that put
I
out a
know, yeah,
story,
I know, but
and now
it
it's like
still should be
now
something we
that's
talk about because it affects everyone because this could lead into a bigger thing. This could be fear mongering, but this could lead to World War III. Could. I'm
obvious. I
not
mean,
saying it will, but
obviously,
so
but at the
people
same
should worry
time, it's
about it
like,
more and like be concerned. But
well, yeah, but at the same time, it's like it's easier for everybody to just forget about it
I
because,
feel like the biggest issue right now, I think
one less thing to
really,
worry about.
oh, well, I mean, I think the biggest issue we have right now is that some countries are just quite hostile, really, and they're just kind of like,
On edge.
yeah, pretty much. I'd say I wouldn't say. I mean, you know, our country is on as much on edge as they were during the Cold War because that was a time of like when everyone was like scared they were gonna get fucking nuked.
The
So
cold, no, because the cold, you don't like, you don't see people in elementary schools getting like taught how to survive from nuclear annihilation anymore. The Cold War
well,
was
I know, but
way
like
worse
it's I
because
guess it's not
Russia
as
and
big as a
America don't
threat.
Russia and America don't like hate each other right now. In the Cold War, they did. Now it's just like, America really hasn't done anything, so it's like, why do they care? But I don't really know anything about that. I don't even check the news.
Well, Thing is, though, I mean, the biggest issue really is just, I guess, I mean, thing is, though, Putin should have not been president, or I guess like prime minister. I think it's president, but he should have like ended his term a while ago. But of course, he's using his tactics and whatnot to change the constitution, change the rules, and basically extend his reign. So he is pretty much an established dictator. That's just by definition, I suppose. So
Yeah, but you
really,
cannot lie that Gordon Ramsay cooked him dinner once.
wait, yeah, did he cook? Wait, did Gordon Ramsay cook him dinner?
Yes.
I don't remember seeing that.
It was a long
I
time
wonder
ago.
if imagine if Gordon Ramsay did us a solid and just like poisoned him. That'd be pretty funny, hilarious, even. I mean,
It's not
that's
that
okay.
easy.
Well, yeah, I know. Everyone would, I mean, either they were probably checking his food either way, but and plus he's an established chef. He would get his life absolutely destroyed if he poisoned him. I'm not trying to like stereotypically hate on Putin because that's what pretty much everyone's doing, but like he's not a good person. Some people for some reason are acting like he's not as bad as people think. No, he is pretty bad. Not, I mean, just not as bad. Like, he is still pretty bad. I would not want him to be the ruler of Russia, preferably. Someone else, preferably, of course. But then again, maybe it'd be worse with someone else. Who knows? Um, you know, uh, we're pretty reliant on like countries like China because, well, they pretty much make everything there. Everything is made there because not as many regulations. So child labor, woohoo, yeah, child labor.
I love child labor.
Yeah, do you use children to support your
Funny thing
channel?
about child labor, it's funny that you mentioned child labor because I just watched this video about U2s because I wanted to
Oh,
look up.
does E2's use child labor to make their little action figures?
I don't know, but the point is I looked up something about U2s. I wanted to see if anyone else had a similar experience to me with you. Cause my U2's video kind of sucks. It's like bad. So I wanted to see if anyone actually had a fair points to make, and they did. I found this video by a guy who I have to look up his name. I don't remember it.
Fast forward.
I don't know how to. I don't know how to pronounce this. Geovoid, Goovoid. I don't know. I'll put a link.
Just send the link. Well, I'm probably not going to click on it because we're still doing a
Yeah,
podcast here.
but the
Goovoid.
point is,
It's probably Goovoid or Gavoid.
Goovoid. Yeah, and he made a video about U2s, and he talked about some stuff and how U2s like steals their designs and doesn't give credit. How they tried to sue a little 4-year-old because he stole one of their. He didn't steal it. He just had a website registered, and so U2's like contacted his mom and stuff to get the domain for
Wait, a
him.
4-year-old was able to
Not
have
4-year-old.
a
He was like 12 or 13.
well.
And they
Wait, are you saying he like took a domain name and then like they wanted
he
that
had a
domain?
domain. He had the domain name Uwus, and U2s were like, "Hey, can we have that?" And he's like, "No." And so U2s tried to contact his mother and then sue him just so they can. And they did
I'm
get
pretty sure
the.
that's illegal because like things are, he doesn't have to accept their deal or he doesn't have to accept
Well, I
it.
mean, the
Well,
point
maybe it's
is,
not.
if you look up uwus.com now, it redirects to U2, so obviously they got it. But everyone was pretty mad about them because it's kind of a messed up thing to do.
Yeah.
They
Well,
they stole designs from people without giving them credit. They what else? Oh yeah, and the main thing is that their figures are made in like can't like obviously they're used in like Chinese
Chinese
factories
factories. Yeah.
obviously, and apparently there's a theory going around that the figures themselves are only $1 to produce, and they sell
I
them
mean,
for
I'd
30.
believe that. I'd believe that.
So that's my new reason for why I don't like U2s.
Yeah. Also,
On
yeah, and
top
also
of
there's
and
yeah.
on top of that, it's just like the figures themselves aren't very good.
Don't you have U2s? Since you did talk about them, of course,
I
in your
have
video.
them, but I don't I stopped collecting them after I made my video about it, and now it's just one more reason to not wanna collect them and not support the company, which doesn't really matter because 'cause they're gonna get supported anyway by you know,
Well, they're
14-year-olds
definitely not as
playing.
big anymore, although they're still, I mean, they're still somewhat prevalent. Like, of course, some YouTubers are still like, buy my YouTubes now. It is a
Well,
gold figure
they've
YouTubes.
moved on they've moved on, and so instead of marketing to, like, the 13-year-old fans of YouTubers, they just make figurines of, like, video games and movies. So the whole idea of it being, like, a YouTuber thing is completely gone. So basically, it's just YouTubes.
Well,
It's or no,
do they
sorry.
still produce a
Basically, it's just Funko Pops now. They literally just, like,
well,
made
do they still
different Funko
produce
Pops.
like some YouTuber Funko not Funko Pops. Do they still produce like YouTubes?
They make some YouTubers, but now it's, like, half and half. So, like, right now, I'm looking at their website, and they have 2 y this they release figures, like, constantly. And the ones they have showcased right now, they have 2 YouTuber figures, a Kung Fu Panda figure, and 5 Attack on Titan figures.
I
So
mean,
it's not
probably it's
even
good.
like
Probably good
YouTube.
thing that they switched to like more mainstream shit because that would make them a lot more money, I'd imagine,
Oh, and
compared to
they just
YouTube.
released Breaking Bad figures.
Oh, well, that's gonna get a lot of money, I'd imagine.
Oh, no, none of them have sold out, and they've been around for, like, a month.
Oh, well, there you go
And the
then.
last time they did a Breaking Bad thing, all the figures sold out immediately, so I don't know what's going on. They even have Gus Fring.
I guess it's just because it's YouTube's not as popular anymore, and also the demand is not
Yeah,
really there. So
yeah,
you know,
their figures don't really
I
sell out
don't.
much anymore.
The only Funko Pop or like only Funko Pop things I have are Team Fortress 2 Funko Pops. It's pretty. I mean, it's pretty cool that Funko Pop made those, but yeah. Problem is they
I'm
only
trying
had the heavy medic and scout. So
I'm trying to I don't really collect figurines anymore because I'm not a loser, but I was
I
gonna,
don't. I'm not a loser, and I don't listen to Weezer.
but I am trying to pick up that Patrick Bateman Funko Pop. Looks
They have a Patrick Bateman Funko Pop.
multiple. They have
Oh,
one
send me
with
the
him in
link, bro.
his
I'm buying it immediately.
well, they're kind of rare.
Kind of rare.
Yeah, like, they're like
You
30,
mean
40
like
dollars.
they're artificially rare?
I guess. I don't
Yeah,
really
pretty
know.
much. That's what I thought.
This
That's
is
kind of
this
that was
you can flash this on screen, but maybe it's too graphic.
too
This
graphic.
is, like, the only Funko Pop that I plan on getting.
How this is quite interesting, really. I'm gonna assume they
They
made these since American Psycho became more popular recently in meme culture.
these have been around for a while, actually.
Oh, well then
'Cause
never mind.
cause, like, you do realize that
Yeah,
this movie came out in
I know.
2000.
Yeah, I know. The movie's from 2000, and I mean, the thing is, though,
It's had a cult following for a
yeah, I
very
know.
long
It's had
time.
a cult following, but it took like at least like almost 10 years for it to become a cult, like
Well,
a
yeah, it
small
only
like
started
cult classic.
people only started paying attention to it, like, in the 2010s, and then, obviously, now it's, like, really popular because of TikTok and the Giga Chad meme. I have to
But
show you this,
the ironic thing is though, like Patrick Bateman is like the most like loser person in his world, pretty much. Like his whole the whole thing about American Psycho is that he's like a weird guy. Well, according to his world, at least everyone else thinks he's a weird person, or at least like he's a nobody. So
I need to show
that
you this meme because I think it's very accurate, and I saw it on, TikTok or whatever. Check this out, you can put this in the video.
oh yeah, no, I've seen this. Yeah, this is
I think it's
book written by a
it's a good
homosexual, movie directed by a woman, is the most popular movie among those who hate both those groups. How did they do it? Yeah.
I don't know, I think it's funny. The movie is literally, like, mocking the people who like, it's so weird because I don't know, it's just so weird because Patrick Bateman's whole goal was to, like, hide the fact that he's a loser by being, like
Well, I don't think it's him hiding it because he doesn't have to. Because like everyone in his world is like so like I don't know how to
Well, no,
describe
because
it.
he's trying to hide the fact that he's a psycho by pretending to be, like, super cool and stuff. He's literally mocking
I wouldn't say no. I
like,
wouldn't say he's trying to act super cool. Like if anything, actually, he's trying to fit in. That's the whole premise. Like
well,
he's trying
yeah.
to fit into the social standards that of his world
He
is.
well, no, because he thinks he's cool, he thinks he's like a Giga Chan, and I just think it's super funny how, like, the movie's whole premise is like, no, this guy isn't like a Chad, this guy's like a maniac, and he's basically become the face of, like, the Giga Chad meme. It's like he basically got what he wanted in the
Well,
end.
no, he's just a psycho loser, and that's kind of how it is. And ironically, yeah, of course, people worship him because they're also losers, but they're not psychos. They're just losers in
It's
general.
just
So,
I don't know, I just think it's super funny how, like, the whole meaning of the movie was just completely it's still accurate, like, the message of the movie
well, Christian Bale said it himself.
still
It's pretty much he's not a good person. He's not someone you should idolize. But it is a
and
funny
people
movie
do.
for it's a funny movie for those who have like a sixth sense of humor. So it's not.
It's
Yeah,
like
it's
you're
not.
it's literally one of those things where it's the whole purpose is that you're not supposed to idolize him,
Yeah,
and people do.
you know that meme or like screenshot thing where um, it's like people that are idol like movie characters that are idolized, but like
Are not
they
supposed to
shouldn't.
be.
Yeah, they aren't supposed to be.
Isn't it like a list of characters and it's like
It's like
Walter
yeah, it's like
White,
yeah, Walter
Eric
White.
Cartman.
Yeah, exactly.
It's those yeah, and those are the characters that are most, like, idolized by people.
Like
I think it's
Walter,
funny it's
Walter
funny
White, yeah, Walter White especially. Like people like act like he's like a good character, or at least like he did it for his family. But no, the whole
because
point was
no,
that he
no, he
turned
did though.
evil.
He did. Skylar I
Well, he
hate
did at
hate
first, but
Skylar.
then it did not become a thing for his family,
Skylar
but
is
a
so
thing for
screamy.
himself.
She is screamy, Marie, horrible, Hank. He's just
Take your
misunderstood, you know?
meds. Take
But,
your meds.
I think it's funny how the characters like that, who are literally in the movie trying to, like, pretend to be something they're not, and are trying to be, like, these super cool people that should be idolized, end up becoming idolized in real life. It's just
It's
it's
as
bizarre, and it's I don't know, it's so I'm like, the way I'm describing it's horrible, but I swear it's just so I don't know, I'm sure somebody out there gets what I'm saying. I don't
well,
do
I
you get
know,
what I'm saying?
I understand, but yeah, it's. I know this is kind of a term that has lost all of its meaning, but like mainstream news and all that, or I guess like people who talk about how characters like this are idolized even though they shouldn't be. They like to frame it as like incels like this movie, pretty much. I mean, yeah,
I
again,
don't know
it's a
about
term.
that.
I mean, I definitely feel.
They basically are, because most of the people who like this movie nowadays are like I don't know how I'd describe them, like TikTok frat boys. You know, the same people who walk into Minions with tuxedos on are the same people who
So
love
you're
this
saying
movie.
Zoomers?
Yeah, but specifically like boys, male Zoomers on TikTok.
All right.
They
Well,
love
yeah,
this movie.
but yeah, but the thing is, I mean,
Because Patrick Bateman is they see Patrick Bateman and they're like, "Literally me. That's so me." The same people I don't really care. I think it's funny.
yeah,
Um,
it's a funny movie, but.
I know that people hate on those types of people. I don't think they're that bad. You know, the
It's a
types
funny
of people who
movie. I
walk
don't.
into
It's like you can treat it seriously because it is a serious. There is a serious message with the movie, but overall, it's not something you should treat like it's like a novel or something. Well, I mean, it is a
well,
novel,
it's a
but
novel.
okay, yeah, but I mean, like the movie is a comedy, like a dark comedy, black comedy
It's
sort
a
of
black
thing.
comedy, yeah,
Yeah. So, but thing is, though, of course, yeah, you could
and
still
a
treat it
satire.
seriously. So, well, I don't know if satire because that's more
Well, it's
South
a
Park, but
no, like it's a satire on like the culture at the time of like greedy Americans. That
80s
was the whole
America, I guess,
point.
yeah.
That was the whole point, pretty much.
I do like the beginning of the movie especially because there's so many good lines like within only the first like couple minutes of the movie.
I
It's
like the ending of the
unbelievable.
movie. It's wild.
Where he stares at the camera.
No. You can't spoil it. No, I mean like the last act of the movie.
Everyone's already seen the movie.
The last
It's
act of the movie is really good.
yeah, I guess it is that ending part where he's like going around and all that and doing funny stuff is it's pretty funny. That I probably no, I shouldn't say that. That makes me sound like one of the people who idolizes Patrick Bateman, but
No, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. I love Patrick Bateman. He's
he's
literally
just an
me.
hero. He is such a good guy. Such a base
But
Sigma male.
yeah. So that's that. I guess the last thing that I can think about, the people who see that movie are I don't know, it's the same people who walk into the Minions Rise of Gru theaters in tuxedos, and have you seen how mad people are getting at that trend? I know it's kind of
Yeah,
like
I know.
a
But to be fair, like, I mean, some of those people are like so okay, I mean, I'm talking about like the people who showed up in suits. A lot of them were like so disrespectful of like the property of the movie theater. Like they would fucking trash it. They would like throw popcorn everywhere. So to be fair, some of those movie theaters, or I guess people in general, have a reason to be mad because they're not being like civil about it, sort of, or like civil, but they're
civil
basically
war.
they're ruining public property just to be funny, but it's not funny. The funny part is going to a otherwise like children's movie that's not really meant to be taken seriously, but then wearing a suit and then acting like it's serious.
Yeah,
So
the only thing that it's like annoying to me is that obviously there are some bad I mean, obviously there are some bad bananas. Um,
good
but
save.
it was a funny trend while it lasted. Have you seen the movie? Have you seen the videos of like AMC theater people being like, "There will be no clapping,
Yeah,
no cheering,"
uh, but
and it's
then
like,
also then again, I
I
mean,
get it, but it's like, why? Like, you don't do that for Marvel movies. How come you can't do it for Minions Rise? I think it's just they don't like fun, really, because I get it, right?
rules are rules.
There
It's
are
I mean,
people who there were people who were, like, throwing bananas and stuff, but at the end of the day, it's supposed to be, like, a fun trend, and even before that, I feel like people just like to hate on stuff like that because it's unfunny, it's band kid humor. It's like it's just like, the idea of walking into a movie like that in a suit, like, for, like, no reason, for completely ironic reasons, like, that's funny. I don't
I
see why
know, I
people get
agree.
so
Yeah, it is
heated
funny.
about that.
But of course, it's not as funny when you start to trash the theater, and also I guess just
Well,
I mean,
yeah, but
so
I
either way,
guess
okay. Well, either way, I guess they're disturbing the public peace. But like things though,
yeah, but it happens with all the, like, trashing the theater, yeah. But I've seen people get mad because it's like, "Oh, they leave popcorn on the floor," or, "Oh, they clap and cheer a bunch." Like, that's like every movie. That's like every big blockbuster movie, except maybe Morbius. Like, that's every Marvel movie. People do that on opening day. Why
well,
is
I've
it not
never heard
okay with
anyone
this
clap.
movie?
I've never heard anyone clap at a Marvel movie. Even, I've watched
I
Endgame and
have.
Infinity War. Well, I've watched
Dude,
Endgame and Infinity War.
I watched Spider-Man: No Way Home, I watched Spider-Man: No Way Home, like, 3 days after it came out, and
Okay,
there
well
were
then, okay,
people
well to be
cheering
fair,
and clapping for the
okay, well
movie,
to be
and
fair,
no
that
one cared
does, yeah.
about
Well,
that.
okay, well that has
And
all the
obviously, I get it has like, Marvel movies are
cameos.
different because they have the fan service and all that, but it's like, again, there really is no difference. They're still movies, there's
Well,
still
I mean, yeah,
people are
but things though,
excited to see them.
no one really like. I never heard anyone clap for Infinity War or Endgame. I mean, but maybe it's just because the tone of the movie is different. Like, you
I
know,
think it's probably just because you probably didn't see the movies, like, close enough to opening day.
well, no, I saw Endgame on opening weekend, so I
Well,
mean, yeah.
I don't know, but the people are still excited. I don't know. I just think it's annoying how people tend to ruin trends, obviously, but then the people who like the old people, the old millennials who try to like be like, this trend isn't funny. This is horrible. We should end this trend because it's not funny. It's like just let people have their fun, man. Let people have their fun. I get it. Like high school Zoomers going to a movie theater and being rowdy, like that's just what they do. It's like obviously it's a little
Did you
annoying,
see
but
the
it's
Minions movie?
the Minions movie.
Yes, did you see it?
Yeah, I thought it was great. I thought it was a great
Did you
movie
show up in a
with great
suit?
acting.
Did you
I
show up in a suit?
I did show up in a suit.
I commend you
I
for
was
that.
I
Based.
wasn't alone too. There were other people in suits because I went with some other
I'm
people,
gonna assume though no one was
and
clapping though.
well, I did.
You clapped.
Me and this other guy were clapping.
Well, that must have been really awkward. I can only imagine it's only the two of you guys that are just clapping when like the opening thing happens, and you're just like, woo, and then everyone else is just like fucking staring at you when
Yeah,
you do
I
it.
wasn't the only one. Yeah, I was not the only one to see. I was not alone in my decision to go to the movie in a suit because the other men that I went with were also in formal attire. And
Well,
it wasn't,
I,
and thankfully it was like a we went to see the movie on a Saturday. So it wasn't like If we had done it any later, I think the movie theater would have been, like, kicked us out, but thankfully the trend hadn't become too crazy at that point,
Hmm.
so it's all good.
Speaking of trends, about like a year ago, I mean, you remember like all those like TikTok trends of people like stealing shit from school bathrooms or just like vandalizing property in general and calling
Oh,
it
yeah,
like devious licks?
licks, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about that? Because I mean, it's probably too late to talk about it. It's a dead thing now, and no one cares about it. But like, I mean, it relates, and also I feel like it's still an important thing to talk about because it kind of shows like just the destructiveness that social media can bring into the real world. Really,
Um, that's a great point, but you're very laggy, so I can't exactly
I'm very
understand everything you're
laggy.
saying.
Do
But,
you want me to repeat
anyways,
myself?
no, I heard for the most part what you said, but I think what I'll say about that, I think that the devious look trend is the sole reason why so many people hate on the trends from TikTok that involve, like, Zoomers, like, little Zoomer boys from high school. That trend is what ruined it, because now everybody thinks that TikTok trends are like that, even though that was the outlier. Like, devious licks were like, I don't know, I think devious licks are definitely something that can only have been done on TikTok, but I think it's a bad way to, like, represent what TikTok trends are, because TikTok trends aren't just destroying things and being, like, rowdy. A lot of them have genuine, like, humor behind them, it isn't just destroying stuff.
Well, I feel
But
like
yeah,
the devious lick trends. It's basically like people during like a riot, and they feel like they can just get away with like looting and shit.
well, yeah,
So
but that's
like,
mostly, like, but yeah, most of them weren't even real anyway. But there were ones that were real, and, yeah, because people take the trends too far, it always happens, and I think it's annoying when people do that because it results in the other group of people, like the older people, I don't wanna say boomers because that's, like, weird, I don't like using that term, but that's basically what it is, people being like, "Oh, this trend is just like, it'll start off, like, stealing a hand sanitizer, and then it goes from, like, stealing a projector, and then stealing a railing, and then just it went from that to just destroying the school. That's where it was, like, weird, because people just started destroying their schools,
well, they were destroying the
and
school
then
either way, technically. So
yeah, but it would have been better if they weren't, like, just straight up destroying and also, when it got to the point where everybody in the school was suffering for that kind of stuff, like, they weren't allowed to, because I remember in my school, it was like I remember in my school, it was like, they wouldn't even let us go in the bathrooms because of that.
hmm,
Horrible.
horrible, just devious. You
Because
would
when it
say.
when because when trends like that start affecting other people around you to the point where it's just ruining their experience, like and it's like a reasonable thing, like, if it's a grandma who's, like, mad because you're cheering for Minions, it's like, "Okay, well, alright, you got one foot in
Well,
the
yeah, that's
grave.
more of a
Calm
humor
down,
thing, I guess.
grandma."
Well, it's more of a
But
humor
but
thing
it's
until it does. Yeah.
but if it's, like, something that's, like, everybody in your school is like, "Dude, stop, like, trying to ruin the bathrooms. No one cares that you're waffle stomping your shit down the drain." It's like, yeah, you should probably stop doing what you're doing. I don't know.
I absolutely hate going to public bathrooms. I mean, but problem is like
I
I
do
have
too.
I think I'm more brave than most people because I can sometimes, most of the time, I guess, take a shit in a public bathroom. But of course, I don't try and do it for
I
long.
never.
But every single fucking time I have tried to take a shit at school, someone has banged on my fucking stall or tried to like disturb my fucking peace. Like,
Yeah,
just
and
go
not even
fucking
at
pee, go pee or take a shit and get out. Just, I
not
mean,
even, not even at, like, schools, but just in bathrooms in general, I think it's really annoying how they never make stalls like how they should. There was this I remember seeing a post on TikTok where it was, like, stalls where the walls went from the bottom of the floor to the top of the ceiling, the doors didn't have any like, cracks where you could peep through, and it was, like, the perfect bathroom. And no and it's like, why can't all bathrooms be like that? Why how come every bathroom has to have a bunch of space below? The stall walls are always super short. Like, I can
well, I imagine
there
it's
have been
cheaper because, like, okay, how, like, at dentists or I guess, like, medical service, like, other medical places, the bathrooms generally have like a door with like a hinge, of course. So you just go in, lock it, and then boom. So and then you have
Like, yeah, but
complete
no, but
privacy.
it's
But
if it's like a stall and there's a bunch of stalls, it does like it. Come on, cheaper. Like it doesn't cost that much to make them a little
no,
have it be
I
like
it
go from the.
no. Well, thing is though, when it comes to schools
I don't
though,
think
like
it's money.
reducing
I
costs
think
is
it's
everything.
no,
So
I know, but I it's everywhere. I don't think it's the cost. I think the thing is they make these bathroom stalls way too short to the point where I mean I can literally see other people in the stalls just because the stall is so short. I can like
are you
I'm
saying
not even
that's like the
trying
like
to.
you can see inside the stall, or do you mean
Not
like
really
the
inside it,
under
but
like the under
you
part of
can
it?
my head can you can see my head poking out of the stall when you
Okay,
look
well,
at
yeah.
it
I mean, yeah,
because I'm just
there shouldn't be any cracks in like the door
I'm talking
area
about my
itself.
head
But
by
like
the
the
way.
bottom area, that I mean, someone's gonna have to crawl under there. Which like if you do that anyways,
That's no,
you're just
that's
a
the thing.
sick
That's the thing.
bastard.
It's the reason why they have all that space is like, well, if there's a fire, you need to crawl under, you get stuck. I don't care. Like I don't care. I don't want someone crawling. If I have like a seizure on the toilet, just let me die. I don't want anyone to see me like that.
I think probably one of the worst. I mean, I'm not trying to make this grim, but like one of the worst places to be in an emergency situation in school would be the bathroom probably because you're
Well,
just trapped.
yeah.
You're and like why would you want to die or maybe get hurt in like the most dirtiest place possible? That ain't right. That ain't right. All right.
Um.
Well, yeah. But things though,
Yeah.
literally, I'm not even kidding. Like pretty much every single time I've tried to take a shit in the stalls at school, it just some shithead, some little shithead
Literally.
has always some little shithead has always tried to fucking bang on the stall. And I mean, there was a situation at my school that well, that was probably the instigation for why people like to jokingly knock on your stall, bang on it. Like, I remember the one time, two times actually, I was just, minding my own business. Some kids walk in. I don't even think they're there to take a shit or piss or whatever. Like they just go straight to my stall. They're like snickering to themselves. They're like, and they're like coughing. And so one of
Beavis
them,
and Butthead
he
character.
walks up and he just like bangs on it as hard as possible and like shakes the fucking door. And I'm like, I'm worried the fucking hinge is gonna fall off and it's gonna like break off.
I mean, I don't think. I mean, personally, I wouldn't really care that much if someone did that because I don't know. I think
Well,
that's kind of
I
funny,
wasn't
honestly. I
scared. Like
guess
I
it
mean,
makes. I guess it makes sense to be annoyed. I
yeah,
mean, if you're
I
trying
was
to
only
take a
just
if you're trying
really
to take a
annoyed.
dump, but I wouldn't really get too mad. The most I think I would do is like combat that by like screaming and then like shaking the door like with them. Match their energy, scream with them, pull out a gun. Um, but yeah, that's probably what I would.
I mean, I'd beat their ass, but unfortunately, I'm not going to do that because seems that they ran away before I could like shell out my justice. Like I'm pretty sure this the security guards at my school saw them in the bathroom, and that of course he saw that they weren't actually going, so he was like, "Oh, what the fuck
My
are you
main
doing?"
reason for I think the only thing that annoys me about that is like be more creative. If you're gonna like try and do something in the bathroom, do what like Harold and George would do in Cat on Underpants, where they put the ketchup under the seat and then you sit and you get ketchup all over your legs. Like that's funny. Put like milk everywhere and then everybody can go in the bathroom and slip and then they'll be like, oh, I stepped in.
Got pranked. I walked the prank.
Yeah. I don't know. If you're gonna prank someone, be creative and don't just do the same thing that everyone else does. Because at
I don't
that point,
know.
it's
I
just
mean,
annoying.
people. Okay, well, I mean, yeah. I mean, in schools, you're just gonna get pranked at some point or another, or you're gonna get like, I don't know. You're gonna be a victim of some like stupid joke, probably. So, I mean, a lot of the time, people just. I mean, I guess in schools, a lot of kids just do not have like the thing in their brain that tells them whether or not they should do something or not, or whether or not they should just not be a shithead. Like I'm basically saying they're lacking a basic brain function that makes them human. But so I don't know. It's mostly just stupid kids thinking that it's funny to just barge on a stall like as hard as possible just to like scare the person on the
Well,
other
I mean,
end.
I think it's like if you're
But
gonna bang on the stall, you might as well just take the hinges off and then like
might as well
take
just
the
fucking
door
crawl
off.
under the door. I mean, if you want to like intrude on my privacy, you might as
No,
well just fucking crawl
no, no,
under.
no, 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 no. Because crawling under the door is just weird. I think even they would know that. The banging on the door is funny. Or you know what you could do? Throw something over the stall, like a glitter bomb from Mark Rober, or more
Glitter bomb,
realistically,
throw a pipe
fill
bomb.
up fill up no, that's too much effort. They wouldn't do that. They
It's not too much effort to make a pipe bomb.
what you should do is you get rubber band. You get one of the towels from the dispenser. If they don't have one in your bathroom, you can get your own from home. And assuming they have hand sanitizer or soap or something, preferably hand sanitizer, and get a bunch of hand sanitizer, put it in the towel, tie around the rubber band, and throw it as hard as you can on the floor of the bathroom stall so that hand sanitizer gets everywhere on their legs and stuff. That'd be funny.
Uh,
If I was in the stall taking a poop and someone did that to me, I would be laughing my ass off, literally, because I'm in the, bathroom.
Bathroom graffiti was pretty common, I'd say. A lot. Well, it wasn't really graffiti. Most of the time, it was
I
some dumb
miss it.
kid.
I
You
miss
miss
when
it?
people used to draw on the bathroom stalls, because now everyone's so serious and they try to erase it all the time. But like, imagine if you went to the stalls and there's like, I mean, I'm sure that's how it is in like, you know, horror schools where the janitors don't get paid enough to care.
I mean, like shitty
But
schools, low income schools,
I guess. But
the
I kind of think that
projects.
there's something kind of funny about like going into a stall and seeing like all of the weird drawings, graffiti, people putting on their phone numbers and then putting a little message below saying something like "Call me for a good time" or something like that. I think
Well,
that's funny.
before school ended, there were. I don't know if they ever caught on to it, but like some kid. It was in one of the other bathrooms that no one really goes to, like not the main not the main ones, but someone drew on the farthest end stall. They made some crude caricature of like our vice principal,
Dick butt.
and what?
Nothing. I thought you were gonna say dick butt.
Well, I mean, it was kind of close to dick, but not butt. It was basically just some stupid drawing of like the vice principal, like I don't know if it was him receiving dick or it was him giving dick to some big boobed whore that was crudely drawn. But yeah, pretty much. And then like there was
That's
writing
a
that said
shame.
like so and so principal sucks or like is stupid. Just whatever. I forget what it said exactly, but it was pretty interesting when I saw it. But I didn't get to see it in person. But
Was it in the style of like Stickman figurines? Because if so, that's actually really funny.
I would describe it as like fucking hold on. I mean, yeah,
Because if it's if because
it was pretty much like a Stickman figure, yeah. But there was also like some more detail, like hair, and then like fucking
I think
big
the
dick and
idea
balls
of
with
like
hair on
I
them.
just think it'd be really funny if like 2 stick figures and then just like for the woman's stick figure, it's just like little noodles of like hair and then like just 2 circles. That's the most detail they can achieve.
Uh, well, I believe that may wrap our podcast. I think we're done here. I gotta take my meds. You gotta take your meds, of course. I assume you take your
I do.
meds, right?
You
You
gotta
take your
make sure
meds.
people see my profile picture because this is how I look right now.
Um, that looks like SpongeBob doing weed. I assume.
No, he's just really tired.
Oh yeah, I actually yeah, you're right. All right, I'm zooming it in. There it is. Uh, your bio says 6 without the S is 9. I do get that. That's really funny. That's really creative. That's hilarious. So
Well, that's just how I am. It was a pleasure
you're
doing the
just so
podcast.
goofy.
It was a pleasure doing the podcast with you,
Yeah,
ZO1NK.
kill yourself.
It was good. Oh, alright, well, you can't put that in the podcast now, can you?
Well, I'll put something nice. I'll
Yeah,
put something nice.
censor it with, like, Audio Jungle. No one will
You're
know.
a chunk of. Well, this was the 6th or 7th episode of ScoobCast. I hope you all enjoyed the podcast. Check out Thernos' channel. The link will be in the description. He makes good videos, unfortunately not often, but he makes good videos. I would check some of them out. And what are your final words? Your final words before death?
My final words? Hey, all you people. Hey, all you people, can you listen to me? Uh, Shoot, I don't know. Look up Jellyfish Burger song sung by Fred.
Okay. Well, goodbye.